right, perfect. I'll get started really quick. Sasha, obviously you are the queen of the lead department, right? So obviously for all the new agents, kind of like the first question is all the different type of leads that are available for FFL. What are those?
So I typically like to, just so that we're not dragging on, I like to categorize them by how the leads are generated. So we work with 3 main generation techniques. The first being internet leads. That's someone who's clicking online, specifically searching for a life insurance quote, not necessarily specific to final expense or mortgage protection, with which most of our training is geared towards. Then there's direct mail, and that's all done via them filling out a card and sending it back, with one exception. And then the last would be social media. So Facebook or YouTube, it's coming in their timeline or like in the sequence of the videos that they're watching, depending on which social media tool. And then they're filling out some of their information and sending it in to us.
Awesome. So I know internet leads. I mean, that's probably going to be the future of leads moving forward. I'm sure, mail is going to, at some point, probably, not die, but really slow down. And as technology gets more advanced, everything's pretty much done online, even now, but, banking, car insurance, everything. So I know instant internet leads, new internet leads. I know people may know, people may not know. What's the real difference between the two? If just so we can if anyone doesn't know now, we're going to find out.
Yeah. So again, they're categorized in the CRM, how they are generated. So the main difference between the two is not how they're created. It's just when they're posted into our inventory. So new internet leads are posted like on a 24-hour turnaround. So the vendor will collect them all and then just throw them in once a day. Versus instant internet leads, it's a live feed from the sources that are creating the leads and our ILC account. So they come in instantly.
So that's as hot as it can get.
That's it.
That's it. That's awesome. And I know we also talked about other social media leads, YouTube, Facebook. I'm not too familiar with YouTube because I haven't seen any in New England yet. Hoping maybe I just haven't been looking hard enough. But I mean, that's pretty much a really popular lead as well. Is that just generated, off watching a YouTube video type of thing?
Yeah. So it ends up showing up as like an ad in between, but they would have to watch through the video in order to get to the link to click and submit their information. So it's talking about, right now, YouTube is final expense. So they're talking about final expense and burial insurance and just what life looks like when you're gone and someone else has to clean up the mess. And then, based on the impact it leaves with that person, they'll fill out an inquiry.
Okay, perfect, Sasha. And another question I have probably for like the Facebook leads. I know we have a lot of Facebook leads available in the CRM. How they generate it?
So I don't know what you guys are shopping for online, but I know I'm always shopping for shoes. So every time I go onto Facebook, the first ad I'm going to see is shoes. But it's targeted towards, again, final expense. There's only a couple companies that'll do like mortgage or term related leads from Facebook. But your final expense is going to be the most common. And it's just, again, they're of a certain age as categorized on Facebook, and or it's already in their search history. So mine is shoes. I'm always going to get an ad for shoes. People who are of a certain age are always going to get a final expense ad.
Yeah, I'm with you in the shoes. A little bit of a sneakerhead myself. So speaking of, let's just go to direct mail leads too, right? So let's say that's obviously it's pretty self-explanatory. It gets in the mail, you fill it out and send it back in, right? The CRM offers 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 8 old ones, correct? So let's say you have an agent who has been buying those for a couple of months, doing really well with them because they're gold. Right? How would they go about that? Okay, I want to, spend a little bit more money because they're only $8, I think. Started $8 in the CRM. How would they go about? Okay, I want brand new ones. I want them to come exclusively to me first instead of buying 1, 2, 3 month old. How would they go about doing that?
So most importantly is that we want to make sure that an agent is putting themselves in a position where they're kind of already winning and now they're using a new source to hit the next level, right? So we don't ever want someone who's coming out of licensing to ask about buy per lead. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into, right? Especially if we're talking like final expense leads that can really just blow you out of the water. So typically what we're looking for is someone who's been issue paid consistently a couple of weeks at a level that they're comfortable with. Not just paid, but like we're talking some real numbers here. So we're looking for someone who's been consistently paid. But at that point, you would just reach out to the leads department and or your manager. So if you're working with someone and they're like, I'm ready to take it to the next level. You can push them right back to us and we'll send them everything that's available. We have one-on-one calls that Laura and Nicole do in both English and Spanish that walk agents through every single lead type that we offer buy per lead, what the difference is, what the price is, how many they can get per area. So in advance of that call, we'll provide them with as much resources as we can, the podcast that we have about buy per lead, the availability, so that they're coming with questions. So we want agents who are eager, that have done a little bit of the legwork, and now you're coming with, okay, when am I going to see leads? If I fill out the form today, when am I going to get leads? Or how many can I get in this specific area? Information that's not readily available to you, but you at least have an idea of what you're looking for. So we have like maybe 8 or 10 different programs for direct mail. A lot of them are mortgage protection. Some are final expense. And it's funny because like mortgage protection is so much harder to get. So we have to keep getting all these different vendors so that everyone has what they need. But final expense, so like tens of thousands of people age into that age range that we're targeting on a very regular basis. So it's like, how can you run out of data there?